3. William Shakespeare's The Merchant of Venice and Nautical English. The Merchant of Venice is a play which is classified as a comedy, but it is so controversial as to be referred to as a problem comedy or a tragic comedy. It has features in common with comedies and also contains some dark elements. The reality of sea venture in the 16th century can be reviewed by English monarchs' proclamations, and the dramatization of sea venture in The Merchant of Venice shapes Venice into a harbor city that portrays the real situations of its core business. This play begins with Antonio, the merchant of Venice. He is in a melancholy mood because all of his fortunes are at sea. He has neither money nor commodity. His friend, Bassanio, needs travel expenses to go to Belmont to woo Cato's daughter, Portia, who is rich and fair. Bassanio asks Antonio for a loan in order to travel in style to Portia's estate. Antonio agrees, but he is unable to lend money to Bassanio because his own money is entirely invested in some trade ships that are still at sea. In Venice, Antonio and Bassanio borrow money from Sherlock, a Jewish moneylender. Sherlock agrees to lend Bassanio 3,000 ducats with no interest, but Sherlock adds if the loan go unpaid, he will be entitled to a pound of Antonio's own flesh. With the money, Bassanio starts his voyage to Belmont. The Queen Elizabeth I declares in the 1576 proclamation that the merchants should pay the rates to her authorized ministers and officers. This testifies to the primary change in the law pertaining to money exchange, that 16th century merchants should comply. In view of the continuing money depreciation, Elizabeth I sought the solutions for more income for her authorities. In 1591, she promulgated a proclamation to charge all persons that have possessed any goods abroad and brought them into her realm. This is the subsequent change in the law related to the customs that 16th century merchants should obey. In addition to the tax added by the law to each transaction in trade, 16th century merchants on sea venture had to confront the risks of piracies and the depredations on the sea. In 1569 and 1601, Elizabeth I issued a proclamation to repress all the piracies and the depredations upon the seas. These two proclamations prove a fact that depredations and the piracies on the sea were rampant, at least during these 32 years. In The Merchant of Venice, Antonio is the protagonist. Antonio's ship wrecks, according to Celerio. That is a true gossip from an honest woman of her word. How it wrecks, the play discloses nothing. Celerio simply reveals the location of the ship's wreckage. Celerio, why? Yet it lives there unchecked that Antonio has a ship of rich lading wrecked. On the narrow seas, the Goodwins, I think they call the place, a very dangerous, flat and fatal, where the carcasses of many a tall ship lie buried. From Celerio's gossip, we learn that the ship is loaded with abundant commodities. It is a cargo ship that belongs to the Venetian merchant Antonio. It might be wrecked in a storm. Weather is part of the risks of sea venture, yet it can be depredated by pirates and then wrecked. In short, the Venetian scenes in The Merchant of Venice sketch the mercantile reality in a public space that is regulated by the law and perhaps controlled by the natural elements. The dramatization of the realistic circumstances of 16th century England makes Venice in this comedy a locus of reality, revealing the masculine traits of sea venture. In addition to the sea venture, Sarino's lines belong to Nautical English. The words for Nautical English are marked in red. Sarino, my wind cooling my brows, would blow me to an ague. When I thought what harm a wind too great at sea might do, I should not see the sandy hourglass run, but I should think of shallows and of flats, and see my wealthy angel ducked in sand, veiling her high top lower than her ribs to kiss her burial. Should I go to church and see the holy edifice of stone, and not bethink me straight of dangerous rocks, which touching but my gentle vessel's side, was scattered all her species on the stream. Enrobe the rolling waters with my silks, but tell not me I know Antonio is sad to think upon his merchandise. This unit introduces skimming reading. Skimming is a specific reading skill in order to get a general idea of meaning. A reader can quickly look at the title or subheadings to understand the general idea of the text. From the title of the play, The Merchant of Venice, readers can understand that this is about the story of a Venetian merchant.